At the time of making this video, of recording this video, it's 1 week until Christmas, so it's close to Christmas. I want to do a video in the Christmas spirit. I don't wear a Christmas sweater, or I don't have a hat, like a Santa hat on or something. But you know, it seemed a fun idea to me to give opinions, you know. So what am I going to talk about today? I'm going to talk about a few movies that I would say are the best Christmas movies. And I'm not going to talk about Die Hard because, you know, everyone who knows Die Hard knows that there's like a discussion whether Die Hard is a Christmas movie or not. And to be honest, I don't even know myself and I don't even care. So I'm just going to exclude that movie from my list, even though it's like a very good movie. But I'm going to talk about a few other movies that are 100% Christmas movies, you know, because they are made to be Christmas movies. So there are like 3 movies that are definitely my favorites, and then I'm just going to talk about one other movie where I'm going to start with, like Violent Night, which is a movie from 2022 starring David Harbour and other actors. John Leguizamo, please don't mispronounce it. Also known as Sid the Sloth from Ice Age. I watched that yesterday for the first time, and I'm gonna say, like, everything about that movie surprised me, like, or at least most of the elements. First of all, it appealed to me, like, the concept of an entire action movie with Santa Claus kicking ass, being a badass, you know, a heist movie with a few familiar actors, and that's why I watched it, and it turned out even better than I expected. It's like the entire melodrama bit at the end, like the messages behind the story were just alright, you know. Especially the drama at the end took a bit too long, and you know, I wasn't really a fan of that, like the ending. But everything except that, the action and stuff, was entertaining as heck, and the soundtrack was vibey. Of course, Christmas songs, you know, it was a fun soundtrack that also just played during the action scenes. There's even a little bit Home Alone. A clear Home Alone reference because that movie is mentioned multiple times in the movie. There's like a bit that's basically copying from Home Alone, except it's not copying because there's like, it's in another context. But it was like surprisingly funny. I laughed a few times, which is kind of what I needed, you know. Not a masterpiece, like it's far from that. But it has some very solid acting, solid camera work, maybe even great camera work. The entire thing I want to say is that's like a fun movie. If you're into action movies especially, just watch that movie. Fun one. But now, there are 3 movies that are really on the top of my list if we talk about Christmas movies. And 2 of them is like not fair, actually, because it's just nostalgia. First I want to talk about It's a Wonderful Life. It's a movie from... It's a 1946 movie from the year 1946, directed by Frank Capra. It's a Wonderful Life is just one of the most heartwarming, feel-good movies ever. I haven't watched it this year yet. I want to rewatch it before Christmas. I watched it for the first time previous year, 2023, a few days before Christmas, and I still remember the feeling I got, like when it was finished. The emotion that it conveys. It's just sad at first, but then the ending is like one of the best endings in cinema, maybe in the history of cinema, maybe, for as far as I have seen. And it's just a classic, you know, it's black and white. Even if you don't watch old movies, besides the fact that we are like used to more recent movies with maybe more visual effects, maybe more advanced technology, I suggest you give It's a Wonderful Life a go. Whatever you're even doing, just watch it. You know, it's a good suggestion. Watch it. It's a classic, and it's not my favorite Christmas movie, but it's probably the best one nonetheless. Because the story, how it's being told, it's I think more than 2 hours long, but it doesn't really feel like that. You're just, oh, that movie is so good. Life is too beautiful, life is too valuable. Just watch it. Home Alone. Home Alone. It's not really fair. By the way, I have one Home Alone, like the first movie, the original one, and the sequel. Home Alone is not really fair to call it my favorite Christmas movie, but it's just a fact. It is just my favorite Christmas movie because it's just nostalgia. I have watched Home Alone every year of my life since I was, as far as I can remember, I probably was 6 years old or younger when I watched it for the first time. And I haven't gone 1 year without watching the 2 movies with the fam, you know? I haven't watched it this year yet because it's always on Christmas itself. The first day of Christmas, second day of Christmas. And even thinking about how it feels to watch it every year, again, just is so satisfying. It's so satisfying to think about, and I can't wait to watch it again. It's infinitely rewatchable. Like, it's so funny, and for me it's so nostalgic. It's just, I don't know how, but every time I watch it again, it feels like it hasn't been a year since I watched it, because years go by so fast. But every time it feels like you see something new, or it basically feels, every time it feels like you're watching it for the first time, which is very impressive. And it's so funny, and Kevin is such a legend, and the acting, also from the bandits, you know, Joe Pesci. Back in the days, I only knew from Home Alone. Now I know from other movies as well, but he is so good in Home Alone. The dynamic, not only between the bandits themselves, because there's a great dynamic, but like between every character, and it's just so enjoyable, quotable, heartwarming as well, because that's the most important thing about a Christmas movie. That's like what a Christmas movie should have. Even if it's like Violent Night, it has to have something heartwarming in it. But Home Alone is just the vibe. Home Alone is a classic. Many of you probably have seen it, maybe not. But if you haven't seen Home Alone, now I've told you this, and now you're gonna watch it, because it's probably, you're not gonna regret it, you know. I think the thing with Christmas movies is, it just your favorite Christmas movie depends on which one you watched when you grew up. Because I feel like every single household basically has like one Christmas movie they watch every year, like with the family. Or at least one, maybe even multiple. Like I have Home Alone 1 and Home Alone 2. But maybe another household watches National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation every year, and maybe that's their favorite. I watched National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation 1 week ago. I thought it was decent, but like nothing more than that, because I never watched it before. I don't feel nostalgia for it. I think nostalgia is a big factor in these Christmas movies, and I grew up with Home Alone 1 and 2, and I'll never stop watching it. Never. I would be so mad at myself if I missed it for 1 year, or if I went 1 year without watching a movie. Home Alone, the first one, is my favorite. After that, Home Alone 2. But like, Home Alone has the simplicity, but still the funniness and the freshness and the cleverness in comedy and stuff. And Home Alone 2 is a little bit larger in scale because it takes place in New York City, which is a big city. But it still has, it feels both fresh and it feels similar to the first one. You know, it does something new, like new locations. The runtime is a bit longer as well, but still, like, many elements are the same. It has like a same flow to it. Both movies have a character Kevin is supposed to be afraid of, but later on he finds out that those people aren't who they seem to be or who he thought he would be, which also brings, there's like a message. It's like a family movie, of course, and for example, the mother-son, like Kevin and his mother, that relationship and stuff. It has like a good message behind it. It's not only the funny Christmas movie that I think about when I think about Home Alone, like traps and stuff, but it's also just heartwarming, and there's like a little bit of drama. And Home Alone just never feels forced. It's perfectly paced, and it's just so sweet. Every time it puts a smile on my face. At least 10 times I've watched the movie, I never feel bored by it. Like, not even 1 second, not one frame. Every single second is Home Alone, and I love every single second of it. So that's basically the movie I should recommend, like Home Alone 1 and 2. Watch them both. The rest of the Home Alone movies with other actors and other children, I don't give a shit about those movies. I'm sorry. So if maybe you grew up with Home Alone 3, sure. If you like it, you like it. I don't care about those movies at all. I don't think I even have watched those movies, so I'm just gonna keep it at Home Alone 1 and 2. And It's a Wonderful Life is just so classic, and it just made an impact on me. I was so happy when I came out of it, when I watched the movie and went on with my life. It was like in the evening, so it was like the perfect evening, you know, living up to Christmas. Let me know in the comments what you think is the best Christmas movie, or what is your favorite Christmas movie. I'm very curious. I just thought it was a fun idea to make a video like this, to give you an opinion or tell you what is my favorite or what are my favorites Christmas movies that I think of. Like when someone approaches me and asks, what is like your favorite Christmas movie, or what is a Christmas movie I should watch? And I say Home Alone, definitely. But if you haven't watched it, you're missing something. And also It's a Wonderful Life, because It's a Wonderful Life is epic. And if you are like really an action enthusiast, and if you're only watch action movies, Violent Night is like something else, but it's still so like such a fun movie. Like there are more Christmas movies I find as fun as Violent Night, but because I watched it yesterday, I just felt like I had to mention it. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think is the best Christmas movie. And maybe I haven't even watched it, and then I'll just recommend me something. That's fun. Recommend me something, and maybe I haven't watched a Christmas movie yet, and leave a like under this video, and maybe subscribe if you want to, of course. Feel free to not subscribe, feel free to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.